Hi everybody, welcome to the Soul Song. This is Nina and this is going to be a weekly oracle or weekly energy reading. We're going to take a look at what's happening for you in the upcoming week, what you can expect, what is the guidance for you, and anything of significance that wants to come through. Okay, so as usual, we have three groups in front of us. The first one is Carnelian, the second one is Sodalite, and the third one is what is this? Yeah, it's amethyst. Okay, so take some time, take a deep breath, see which pile calls out to you. If you need more time, you can pause the video here, but I will see you in your timestamps. Hi group 1, for those of you who've chosen the Carnelian, let's take a look at your reading. I'm gonna start with the Lenormand cards. Okay, so we have the mice, the fox, and we have the heart. Okay, so this has something to do with a connection, with a relationship, something that is significant for you, and that's why it's being highlighted here. Now, the mice and fox can be a little challenging in that you could be a little worried about either some deception or somebody going behind your back and not being completely honest with you. That is one of the negative aspects of the fox energy, but because it's next to the mice, that's the kind of the con, you could say, is highlighted here. You could be dealing with somebody who is quite diplomatic. They say something, they mean something else, or they're going behind your back in some way, or at the very least they are hiding something from you. Okay, on the other hand, I feel that this could also be your energy, whereby you are actually not feeling in the right frame of mind to maybe open up to somebody, and this has something to do with a connection which has you a little worried, which has you a little anxious, and that's why you are probably distancing yourself from it. Maybe you're the one who is playing your cards close to your chest because you don't want to reveal something. Okay, so take it as it resonates. Let's see your other cards and we'll see what else comes up. So we start with the spy card. Okay, got the Page of Swords. It's not always spying, but in this context it could apply. Got the Magician. The Nine of Cups and Death. Okay. Wow. Now, I don't usually focus on the signs, but I feel like some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio here in particular. But because that is, along with the Magician, that is the key major arcana amongst those four cards. This is a major theme. Okay, and death is to do, I feel, in this particular context, it has to do with going deep. Okay, that's what Scorpio does, that's what it stands for. It's about digging deep, and also sometimes when you don't really feel like investigating your emotions, they rise up to the surface for you to actually deal with them. So you may be that's happening because you're being called to somehow release some aspect, maybe from your past, or about yourself, maybe some outdated belief, or something like that. Anything that feels redundant, that is what you're being called to release. And there's definitely an ending or a letting go of some sorts here. Now, what's interesting is the Magician and the Page of Swords is, to me, in this context, a very mental sort of energy. Page of Swords is the suit of the mind, It is concerned with our thoughts, with ideas, and the Magician is connected to Mercury. It's all about communication. If you think of the third house of astrology, it has to do with communication, with messages, with ideas, and that's what's being highlighted here. I want to say that it's important for you to keep also your thoughts, your ideas to yourself. For some reason, I'm getting a message that you actually need to play your cards close to your chest, because there may be people who have their eyes and ears on you, and they are watching you from a distance, and they are trying to maybe somehow interfere in your energy and wanting to maybe even find out what you're up to. So it's important for you to A, protect your energy, and B, keep your thoughts, your ideas to yourself, and especially when it comes to your goals, what you want to achieve with that Magician energy, with the Nine of Cups, what it is you're aiming for, what do you want to create, what do you want to manifest, because you are in this wonderful manifestation energy. Whenever the Magician comes up, especially with a card like the Nine of Cups, it is talking about staying focused, as above, so below. Keep your thoughts and your visions very clear so that you can channel that and, bring that to a 3D level and through a physical manifested form. And so it's important for you to also pay attention to any redundant beliefs, like I said, that may be holding you back, that even certain goals and ideas that you had previously, maybe this is a good time for you to take inventory, to take stock and let go of certain goals or certain ideas that you thought were good for you, but now you actually desire something different. Okay, it's also what I'm picking up on. So it's very interesting. You are in this powerful manifestation energy. We always are, but especially when this comes up, there's that extra bit of boost, or there's that additional emphasis on your thought processes, your visualization, however it is that you work on manifestation consciously. Unconsciously, we're always doing it, right? So let's see your other cards here and see what other messages are coming through. But I'm also feeling like there's some information that you hit upon that actually helps you a lot, and it has something to do with what you desire, what you want. Okay, so you also need to kind of play detective here a bit and keep your eyes and ears open. Okay, you and your loved ones are safe. Okay, that's new moon in Cancer. I'm not surprised to see the Gemini card here. You have the Gemini card here with the Magician. So communication is key. It is key. You got two new moon cards here. Okay. Just a sec. Okay. So you have the new moon in Cancer as well as the new moon in Gemini. New moons are about are the time or the phase of the moon when we actually are in a powerful manifestation energies. That is again being reiterated here. Okay, Cancer has to do with the fourth house, with the home foundation. So maybe this has something to do with that, with your desires associated with your home and foundation or your family, things like that. Okay, something that has also an emotional connection, okay, with the cups and the Cancer card here. And communication is key. I've already mentioned that. Keep your communication very clear with yourself and with the universe about what you want, what you truly desire in terms of the Nine of Cups, what comprises of the Nine of Cups for you, right? Um, do you have absolute clarity about your vision, about where you want to be, what you really truly desire? This is the week or the next 10 days when you can really focus on that, and things can actually move very quickly once you have that sense of clarity. Okay, let's see your other cards. Okay, you are walking away. Attachment, number 5. Honesty. Okay. So this, I feel, is touching upon one of the messages that I mentioned with the Lenormand cards there, that there is something that you are distancing yourself from, you're detaching from. That's the kind of energy that I was picking up with the fox there. And there is an emphasis here on also paying attention to what somebody says. Okay, are they really being honest with you? More importantly, are you being honest with yourself? Is this something that you have been neglecting? Is this something that maybe somebody's pattern, their behavior is very obvious, but you keep neglecting it because you're afraid to walk away or you're afraid to detach from that? Are you being really honest with yourself about what you really desire, or are you putting up with some sort of front in order to meet somebody, what would be somebody else's idea of your goals and your achievements, right? If that makes sense to you. So are you in a way living your dream, or are you living somebody else's dream? Are you truly following the path that that's going to make you feel happy and content, or is there something else that you need to walk towards, or at least there is some aspect that you are letting go of, or you're being called to let go of? With the death and the attachment and the walking away here, it's very obvious that there is a letting go of some thing, aspect, situation, maybe even a person from your past that you that's no longer serving you, that no longer fits in what your idea of what makes me happy is. And that's the honesty, the clear communication, the clear vision that's being specified here. All right. Then we have deep knowing. I like that. 43. And you have treasure island, number 9. So 9s are about completion, and I feel that is happening here. And that's again why you got this card as well, about you and your loved ones are safe. For some of you, maybe you're feeling a bit guilty to let go of an attachment that you have, maybe with a person, and you feel like if you do that, you're going to let them down in some way, or you're not being a responsible person, whatever it may be. And that's something that is probably worrying you as well with the mice there. So deep down, you're very aware of this. It's just that this conscious awareness is rising up so that you can really face the truth of the situation, accept it, acknowledge it, and realize that okay, something needs to change here, and that there's something new also that is awaiting me, and I need to let go of or release what once was in order to welcome that new. Okay, and this is a wonderful card to get. You are on the right path, on the right track, and whatever you are putting your effort into also is going to be rewarded. Okay, so this can be in the form of an opportunity, an offer, a good news, like I said, of a wish fulfillment, something like that. Whatever that looks like to you, that's very likely to happen, or there's a glimmer of hope, or there's an escape route, or whatever that your idea of happiness, of contentment is at the moment, that is going to show up for you. Okay, let's look at your guidance for the week. You have ceremony, invocation, and you have earth magic. These two cards come up quite often together. So this is all talking about, if you are somebody who has like an altar, who does connect to maybe the fae or the fairy realm, or you are maybe a kitchen witch, or you do new moon ceremonies and things like that, this is a great time for you to invoke that. Okay, however you invoke a connection or a communion with your spirit guides, your ancestors, angels, whoever it is that you want to connect to, because this is coming up as a guidance, it is saying that you need to also, not need to per se, but it'll be great if you could connect to source energy and your own intuition at a deeper level, and quieten your mind, and connect to also, how do I put this, like your magical, the side of you that believes in magic, that believes in the unknown, source, God, whatever you want to call it, okay, the divine. And so connecting to the earth by grounding yourself, and maybe even going out in nature if you can afford that at the moment, and also doing some rituals, or not necessarily a grand big ritual or whatever, but whatever you helps you to, get into that zone, you could say, of manifestation, of alchemy, of magic, of creation, of recognizing your own ability to to steer your destiny, whatever that looks like to you. That's something that is being encouraged to indulge in and engage with. Okay, let's look at your relationship and love oriented cards. Looks really interesting this week. Let's get one more. Relationship and love oriented cards. Okay. So it's interesting that in the beginning of your reading I was talking about embracing your emotions, and that's the card that we have at the bottom of the deck here. And we have here, focus on love, look for the good in everyone, express love through gifts. So I feel that there are two things here. One is that you could actually receive a gift, or some token of appreciation from somebody, and the other is that, like I said, you deep down know that somebody is perhaps not being very honest with you, or they are probably even being, they're probably putting up a front, which the magician energy can also be about. They may be a bit of a trickster. So you might need to focus on the good in that person in order to sort of detach from that energy, okay, so that you don't actually focus on, you don't end up being bitter because of that, if that makes sense to you. Okay, that's what I'm getting for you, group number 1. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Do take care of yourself, and I'll see you again later. Bye bye. Hi group 2, for those of you who've chosen the Sodalite, let's take a look at your reading. So I'm going to start with the Lenormand cards. Oh, okay. What's happening this week? Yeah, I think we have, is it this week? We have an eclipse coming up on the 27th. I believe that's going to be a bit of a shake up. So that's where I think this energy is coming up from. We have the rider and we have the bouquet. Okay, so there's something to salvage this. Okay. So I don't think it's a major concern, but there could be some usually the whip can talk about conflicts, about aggression, about anger even. Okay, but in this context I feel like there's a lot happening for you this upcoming 7 to 10 days. Okay, there's a lot of activity, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of things to do. Perhaps maybe you have a lot of tasks on hand, and it feels to me like that's going to leave you a little bit, even physically exhausted. So that's something to be mindful of here. Okay, with the bouquet there, I feel that it's actually ending on a good note. So if you're facing any challenges towards the beginning of the week and there's a lot happening and you feel like it's too much, and there could even be some some news coming your way, or someone pays a visit to you, and there's a bit of friction between you and that person, it is going to eventually heal. Okay, so that's the good aspect there. And the bouquet is also a gift or an invitation. So there could be some news or offer of some sorts coming your way, which is good in nature, which is positive in nature. Okay, and there could also be, for some of you, this is like, you may feel a bit down on your creativity, on your passion and things like that, but it will get better. Okay, so let's see your tarot cards. We've got the 3 of Wands, we've got the 4 of Swords. Okay, that makes sense. You've got the Temperance, yeah, and you have the Fool. Yeah, so the Fool and the Rider are kind of similar in the sense that there is that energy of impulsiveness, of things being, there's a sense of rush, of hurry that is coming through. That's what I'm feeling, and that's why you incidentally have 2 cards here which talk about slowing down, about resting, relaxing. So for some of you, this is definitely applicable in a physical sense where you need to heal. You need to allow yourself the time and space to overcome maybe a physical ailment or a physical challenge of some sorts. And at the very least, you may be feeling mentally quite fatigued. Okay, so that's something that you are kind of being urged to pay attention to and to focus on, so that you don't get overwhelmed, so that you're in a space of equilibrium. That's what the Temperance card to me here means. Okay, achieving a state of balance, of equilibrium with both of those cups, and finding the middle path, the middle ground, you could say, with somebody or just within yourself. Okay, attaining that sense of peace, and it's also about healing and recovery. Both of these cards are actually talking about that. One is the major arcana, the Temperance, and the 4 of Swords is about healing and recovering, pausing, reflecting. That's happening. I feel, because sometimes when we try to force things, or when we are too impulsive, the universe has its way of kind of forcing us to take a breather, to rest, to take a step back, to regroup, and to allow our thoughts to become clearer. Okay, and that's what's happening, I feel, in your case with the Three of Wands and the Fool there. This could have something to do with maybe travel plans, or something to do with adventure. You may be very, very keen on going somewhere, but for some reason there's a challenge or there's some delay happening, and you need to just ride it out. Okay, uh, that's what I'm feeling here, to ride the wave. Okay, this could also be the time for you to actually wait. The Three of Swords, the Three of Wands, the Four of Swords, Temperance. These are all slow moving cards where you kind of need to wait for the right time, or the right time for you to strike the hammer, so to speak. Okay, it's not the time for you to rush, though I feel like you will be kind of feeling the pull to do that. Okay, let's see your other cards here. Your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn, and you have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. Okay, so there's a I feel like there's a need here to balance between that fiery, impulsive side of you with the Three of Wands, and the Fool is not exactly fiery, but it is impulsive and adventurous, and the very grounded sort of energy of Capricorns. That, I feel, is what the Temperance card here is talking about, to try and maintain a balance between the two. But yes, with the Three of Wands there, you could expect some reward, some gift or something coming in that makes you feel like, okay, I'm on the right path, and that my effort is paying off, and that my previous hard work is now showing results. Okay, so that's what is expected for you. This could also be in terms of a conflict, okay, which I spoke about with the whip there. But because the other two cards are quite positive, I feel like you will be able to ride that moment or that day. Okay, without much damage. All right, let's see other cards. Got Door to Romance, number 33. Community, number 7. And you have Gotcha. Okay, interesting. So there is a surprise element to this. This is either some news or something that you feel is kind of going wrong, but it's happening for a reason. You are perhaps being caught off guard in some way, and that's why I'm feeling this. It's a cliche, but I feel like whatever is happening is like a blessing in disguise. So one thing, on the one side, there is a positive development happening where your previous efforts are being rewarded. You're receiving some kind of an offer or a gift. On the other side, there's some unexpected event or information coming your way, which kind of throws you off course for a bit. Okay, but there's a purpose to that as well. All right, it is probably meant to bring in some much needed downtime, I feel, for you. You may have worked a lot in the previous week or days, and this is where the universe is kind of stepping in to sort of push the brakes for you, because you're not doing it yourself, is what I feel. And there's an opportunity here for love as well. That could be the case with the Rider and the Bouquet. It's a very flirtatious energy, so someone's probably really attracted to you, and that could also be the surprise. Maybe this person is someone you meet online or through some group or through a community. That's quite possible, and that's where the surprise is probably even coming in from. Okay, so take it as it resonates. It's going to be different things for different people, but yeah, this is a new beginning in that, something that could develop into a romance. All right. Wow, you've got blessed, number 22. You've got between worlds, number 3. Okay, let me put that here. So you're in transition. You're not fully through the out the tunnel through to the other side yet, but you're beginning to step out of the old, the redundant, or anything that was holding you back in some way. If your mood also was, sometimes when the whip comes up, it's just that I myself feel quite agitated or, worked up in some way, but then that passes, right? That's how our emotions also are. They are fleeting. They don't always stay the same way. So this there's this aspect of just riding the tide that's coming through quite strongly. And yeah, there is a gift or a blessing coming in. It's quite unexpected is what I'm getting. You're not expecting this. It might throw you off course. It might feel like, oh my god, what's happened suddenly? But it's the perfect timing for it to happen. Okay, that's what I'm strongly feeling here. There's definitely some surprise. Let me know how it pans out for you, because I would be interested in knowing what this meant for you. Okay, let's look at the guidance here. Activation, wind, and vigilance. Okay, I feel like there's already quite a bit of action. The rider and the whip are both action oriented, but there's a sense of caution also coming in with the vigilance card here. That's where I feel like you need to maintain that balance. Okay, that's coming through very strongly here. There's a lot of duality in your reading here with these two shades here, with moving forward, forward momentum, taking action, and at the same time knowing when to step back and watch and stay vigilant, stay alert. Not because of fear or anything, not because something's going wrong, but because there's something that you just need to be made aware of. All right, that could be just your body sending you signals, or you feeling into your environment to gauge sort of in which direction the wind is blowing, if that makes sense to you. Okay, there's nothing to be worried about here. It's just that something may be happening which is trying to catch your attention, and for that you need to be alert. Okay, as in keep your ears and eyes open. And this fake creature in this deck has just one eye open. Alright, let's see what is your relationship and love oriented message. Although there's plenty of indication here that there is going to be some romance. You've got choose love. You always have a choice. Make yours with love. Let's get one more. You could actually be dealing with a Sagittarius or an Aries or a Leo. Strong fire energy here. act as if your partner is here. Okay, so this is about law of attraction, about manifestation. You might actually need to even make a choice in love, between, yeah, I was about to say between someone old and someone new. And this card is usually, to me, about existing romances or existing relationships or old partnerships which have probably not healed, the hurts and wounds from them have probably not healed. That's something to pay attention to. So, love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self worth. So, I also want to say choose to be in love, or just choose love in general. Love is a choice. Unless you actually choose to be in a connection or choose to be open to love, it's not going to actually knock on your door, and there's a very strong likelihood of that happening for you this week. Okay, so that's what I have for you, group number 2. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Let me know if this resonates and if you enjoy the reading. I will see you again later. Bye bye. Hi, group 3. For those of you who've chosen this amethyst, let's take a look at your reading. I'm going to start with the Lenormand cards. Okay, that one is really eager. We have the ship. Then we have the key. Nice. And you have the moon. Beautiful. So in my dictionary of Lenormand cards, this is first of all, there's a strong element of transition, of movement forward here. Okay, you could actually be traveling or thinking of traveling, making travel plans, but there's a strong indication here of you finding the answer, the solution to something through your intuition, through your psychic abilities, however that may apply to you. Okay, and this may have something even to do with a business or a trade. Okay, I feel that there's an important conclusion or an important idea, thought, you could call it an enlightenment, that is coming your way in the next 7 to 10 days, which sort of helps you move forward in some way. Okay, and it helps you perhaps also to gain a lot of clarity with respect to a particular area of your life. So the moon could also be about the way you show up, your image, your reputation, things like that. So you could get an opportunity to shine, to really show who you are, okay, in an authentic sense. And it could be it could involve, like I said, a physical journey or a metaphorical one. All right, let's see your tarot cards here. We'll get more information. So you have the 7 of Cups. Not surprised to see that. The High Priestess, yeah. The Page of Wands, okay. Adventure. And the Hierophant, wow. Oh my god. Okay, this is really important. This is pretty big. I don't know, maybe I'm reading for a tarot reader or someone who is involved in some kind of a spiritual business, because this is showing up quite strongly here. You have both the High Priestess and the High Priest, or the Pope, or the Hierophant. This is significant. Okay, you may be actually somehow receiving intuitive hits or psychic hits, like I said, which are so powerful that they make things absolutely clear for you. it is an enlightenment, okay? Undoubtedly, you're receiving signs and synchronicities or information or whatever it is that you're in the flow, okay? And it's going to help you also make some kind of a decision, I feel. Something that you may have felt quite confused about, you're going to find your sense of direction, I feel. And that's perhaps the door that is opening up for you, the door that leads to a very clear path that you were perhaps not able to see before. Okay? It could involve even traveling, it could involve your trade, your business, like I said. But either way, you're embarking on a new journey, and there's this very strong emphasis on your psychic abilities, on your like I said, your ability to download information, to download ideas, thoughts that are going to be of a lot of significance, okay? And it could also be a formal contract for some of you. Maybe this is an invitation or an offer coming your way, which is perhaps connected to a business partnership or something that involves, organization, structure, things like that, because that's also the Hierophant, okay, in a traditional sense. And it involves some level of commitment, okay. And with the Page of Wands and the Seven of Cups there, I feel like this is about manifestation as well. The High Priestess is really good at manifestation, but she does it in a very I'm connected to source sort of way, in a not exactly like the Magician, but she's more about receiving information, receiving important important cues, okay. So really pay attention to signs and synchronicities and symbols and things like that, because that's going to lead you forward onto a new path, I feel, okay. It could also be some important information or message coming your way, which which could bring that much needed clarity to you, okay. Let's see other cards here. A win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. Bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, okay. So you have a new moon in an air sign and a full moon in an air sign. Both very mental energies, but this is I feel like this could have something to do with a connection, with a relationship as well. And in a way, the High Priestess and the Hierophant are like counterparts, because it's the masculine energy, and the High Priestess is a very feminine energy, and it's the very traditional, you could say, spiritual leader, and it's a very non-traditional or unconventional sort of spiritual, not leader, but more like an oracle. So I feel like this could have something to do with a partnership, with a connection, where you're perhaps beginning to find the middle path of, of maybe a disagreement or something like that. And it's happening because both of you are pouring more love into the situation. So we'll see how that plays out, but it's interesting that Libra is also connected to partnerships, and here we are talking about love, which is Venus energy, which is again connected to Libra. So this could have something to do with a counterpart or a connection of significance, okay. Let's see your other cards. You have anxiety, number 18. Yeah, number 22, which is a master number and also a builder number. Yin and yang. Yeah, so like I said, there's a perfect complementary energy between you and another person, or between two aspects, and the balance of the scales here is again reiterated with the balance of the yin and yang here. But I don't know what this anxiety is about. It could be just this indecisiveness that you're facing at some point in the next 7 to 10 days. The confusion, things like that could come up, but that's going to wane away. Okay, so you will find clarity, you will find the answers that you're looking for, especially. So this, I feel, is talking about also your inner balance, okay, between your masculine and feminine, or trying to find the middle path in some area of your life. Interesting. So we have higher power. Wow. No kidding. And you have milk and honey. Nice. I feel like this is asking about surrendering. It's asking you to surrender. Okay. The singer of the chalice. Lovely. This is kind of like the Ace of Cups. Okay. The overflowing chalice of love, of emotion, of affection, of unconditional love and compassion. So this is like an opportunity to create a deeper connection between you and source, or you and another person. But I feel that this works both ways, okay? And at the end of it, I feel like there's some gift or some blessings waiting for you. And you're definitely in the flow. So whatever you've been trying to manifest, okay, I get the feeling like you can do it quite easily, provided you don't fall into this anxiety, situation or frame of mind. Because there's something that you're probably being called to do in a way, okay? And whenever this card comes up, higher power, it definitely feels to me like you're being called to just surrender, to know that you're working in partnership with spirit, with the divine, and there are certain things that you just need to release control of, so that the universe can step in and bring in the blessings to you. It's important for you to stay, very high vibe, and expect, sweetness to come by, expect blessings and abundance to come by. And that's how you will remain in the flow and be able to manifest everything that you desire. Okay. Wow, you're super duper connected. It's a lot of emphasis on intuition, on your inner high priestess, your oracle, your own guru. Okay, you are your own guru. So your inner wisdom, your inner guidance is really gonna be emphasized big time this week. Okay, so the guidance for you is rebirth, spring equinox, and radiance. Wow. Yeah, just stay high vibe. What else can I say? Because this is asking you to have faith and to remain again in that abundant empress like energy. Okay. To be open to new beginnings after maybe a confusing time, or a time where you had to face hardships. And both spring and summer energy here is talking about a new beginning, a new start, the birth of something new. Okay, so that's something to focus on. And again, with this Ace of Cups like energy here, there's an initiation here, probably of new love also for some of you, okay? But either way, it's a time for opportunities to come your way, for you to be and to feel blessed. And yeah, you're going to find the answers and the solutions, okay? And success, definitely success. Wow. Let's see your relationship and love oriented cards. Got the heart of the matter. There's more going on than meets the eye, because of which you are trusting your intuition here to dig deep, to understand, to trust the symbols, the signs, the synchronicities that you're seeing, okay, or your own inner voice. Okay. And we have practice compassion, see things from a fresh perspective, okay. And at the bottom of the deck we have choose love. This came up for another reading as well. So I feel that there's a lot of emphasis here on needing to get to the bottom of things, using your intuition and trusting the information that is coming your way, okay. And when it comes to somebody else, there is this advice here, you could say, of practicing compassion and maybe even forgiveness for some of you, okay, and to look at things from a fresh perspective, from the perspective of a rebirth, a regeneration, perhaps of a connection as well, okay. So that's what I have for you, group number 3. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. Do take care of yourself, and I will see you again later. Bye bye.